Yeah, yeah, bro. I just can't wait until that motherfucking symbiote gets off of Peter, goes into Harry, right? And then we're gonna have that Venom. That Venom. Hell no. Hey, we're gonna watch the death battle, then we're gonna go to the raid shit. Adam versus Ant-Man, which basically do the same shit.
Member of the Avengers.
The Atom, DC's legendary mighty might.
But what I put Ant-Man at, like one of the mid superheroes on the tier list.
We're just trying to get these out of the way.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to
analyze Lizard, Kraven, and Venom in one game.
To find out who would win a death battle.
Didn't they have like so many people in the last game? Didn't they have Doc Ock,
Did you know
Vulture,
that ants can lift 50 times their
Electro,
own body weight? That'd be like if you lifted a car
some random Asian dude with electricity powers.
Thanks to my fun fact of the day calendar. Also, Hawaiian pizza was invented in Canada yesterday.
Oh
well,
no.
I bet your calendar didn't tell you that Dr. Henry Pym, aka Hank, was considered a genius at a very early age. By 3 years old, doctors declared that he was smarter than both his parents combined.
He eventually majored in biochemistry and became
Imagine a little nigga being smarter than you.
Did you know that ants can talk to each other in a bunch of different ways? Through touch, sound, or even sharing information by barfing at each other.
It's actually called trophallaxis, and they're not barfing per se. It's more like passive. It's actually called trophallaxis.
The mutual exchange of regurgitated liquids between adult social insects or between them and their larvae.
Barfing per se. It's more like passing food mouth to mouth.
Gross! Hank figured out how to communicate with his new pets, not by barfing, but by creating a cybernetic helmet that mirrors an ant's antenna. And he's even developed genuine relationships with some ants, like Ulysses S. Ant here.
But he didn't stop there. Hank developed a lot of amazing tech
like the nigga just say Ulysses S. Ant.
Bioenergy into
Jesus
a
Christ, bro.
And image-inducing camouflage to mask himself
oh
as
my
an
God.
ant. It worked so well it fooled Reed Richards, the smartest guy on the planet.
He also built a suit that runs on that nifty serum he made back in his lab. It lets him shrink thanks to the newly discovered Pym particles, named after himself. Ah, classic Hank.
And the Pym particle is the key to unlocking the fundamental concepts of quantum mechanics at play here.
Whatever you got in this DM shit, it's not
atoms. However, in order to do that, he'd have to change the Bohr radius, the ratio of electron mass to the distance the electrons orbit an atom's nucleus.
I've never seen that equation in my life.
Like how when you make a bagel pizza, you can't fit the whole pizza on the bagel. Believe me, I've tried. It's too small. You just gotta put less on.
If that were true, he shouldn't be.
Pym particles are responsible for the strength of Thor-level characters like Wonder Man, and let Hank as Giant Man match strength with Hercules, who can lift the entire universe. Pym particles were performed to boost others to Hercules' level in strength in Avengers West Coast.
Punch with full-size strength if he has less mass.
And he's definitely lighter, because otherwise he'd crush the sweet ants he rides, like Vincent Van Gogh here.
His mass
Vince and Van Gogh. I'm not gonna lie, this nigga's on a roll,
bro. That doesn't adequately
bro.
explain how he can have less mass and seemingly more mass at the same time.
Sure it
you
does,
don't want to see the face of your top chatter?
Look at the guy. He's explaining
I honestly
the
could
whole
not
thing
care,
while wearing
bro.
a lab coat. What's more trustworthy than that?
I just don't care, bro. Why would
You're the exception.
You think you understand this?
Oh, of course. He's small but strong. You said something about a boar, so I guess you wanted ham on that pizza, but I already made the pizza.
What is that,
Ant-Man? Take
Ant-Man?
that coat off.
No.
Yeah, and right here you go talking about because it's urgent,
no
nigga,
limit
but
to
I'm
Hank's
not.
ability to shrink. He can go beyond subatomic, down to the underspace, a plane of existence below all realities in the Marvel universe.
And Hank has literally
Underspace?
changed his
Is that like the quantum realm?
He's rewritten his
Or
own
no?
chemical makeup to prevent
not even
anyone
in-
else from changing his size. And he's used Pym particles so much, he's now got an energy field around him that lets him change the size of people or objects on the fly, through touch or by straight up firing Pym particles in the air.
He's never shy about using them either. He eventually supplied his wife, Janet Van Dyne, with some Pym tech to become the Wasp, his partner in crime.
Janet!
The two ended up rubbing shoulders with A-listers like Thor, Iron Man, and the Hulk to take down Loki. Ant-Man and the Wasp were actually the ones that captured him.
Whatever it
and
is,
hence
bro,
the
that
idea
shit
of
can
forming
wait,
the
bro.
Avengers.
That shit can wait,
Unfortunately,
bro.
Hank's insecurities started to creep back in, and he felt that if he wanted to keep up with the big heroes, he was going to have to think bigger.
Enter a bunch of... And with that help, Hank slowly started making things right. He rebuilt the West Coast Avengers, gave Scott
The
Lang his
West Coast
blessing to
Avengers.
become the second Ant-Man, and finally defeated Ultron.
He created a backdoor Trojan infiltration code to defeat Ultron that was so advanced, it went on to replicate and evolve all on its own to create a new species made up of artificial intelligence.
They don't call him the
The
god
fuck?
of modern AI for nothing. Hank has showed over and over again that he's an integral part of the Marvel Universe.
Not just by ways of his scientific contributions or victories in battle, but by proving that heroes come in all shapes and sizes.
Okay, Ant-Man.
This
Okay,
episode
Ant-Man,
is sponsored
smartest
by
man
BetterHelp.
alive.
Ray Palmer was born your
Now, I don't know
average
nothing about
human-sized
Adam.
person. He grew up in the Northeast, studied physics
I'm
at
gonna lie.
Ivy University, and did everything Mama and Papa Palmer told him to do. Probably.
Everything was pretty typical for Ray until one fateful night when he took a walk to take his mind off of
Well, nigga
frustrating
so buff.
experiments and saw a meteor fall from the sky.
He ran off to the crash and found himself a life-changing piece of a white dwarf star, and immediately started messing around with it. Who wouldn't?
He discovered that he could focus
kinda
ultraviolet
like
rays
Ant-Man,
through
but a
it
little
and
different.
shrink inanimate objects. There was just one problem. When he shrunk things, they exploded. Every time.
I do not see the problem. Sounds like he found a foolproof way of blowing stuff up. Case closed.
Ray was determined to figure out how to shrink objects without blowing them up. But first, he went on a hike with his nature club. And as a fellow scientist, I have to question his priorities.
But hey, it seems to work for him. I support it. Different hikes for different mics, am I right?
While in
Different
a cave,
heights for
the
different
ceiling
mics.
suddenly collapsed, trapping everyone inside. After searching high and low for another exit, Ray found a small opening and had an idea. He could try to shrink himself down and get help, even if it meant he might explode before he got the chance.
But he did.
Super scientifically convenient that
It's possible this is due to a metagen. Although the exact reason still remains a mystery, regardless, he has since perfected the science to ensure others do not explode.
we
when
never
ultimate
get any
dies.
more information on.
So he got to work and created.
So he just figured out how to go small without exploding just cause.
The Atom.
That's interesting.
Adam uses the white dwarf fragment to decrease his size while having control over his density, which makes a lot of sense considering that white dwarfs have the mass of a star, like the sun, but their volume is more like the Earth's, making them among the densest objects in space.
Just a teaspoon of the stuff could weigh up to 100 tons. That's one strong spoon.
When Adam shrinks and shifts his weight, he's actually sending his extra mass to a dimension called the mass zone.
Where Adam could maybe live forever. At one point, Ray's apprentice
What?
Ryan Choi was murdered by Deathstroke, but willed some of his mass to the mass zone and was able to survive in that dimension. So these guys can potentially cheat death, but
While Raicho was stuck in the mass zone, he could share his mass with Ray Palmer. Ray then realized that if his hand was cut off, Ryan could share his mass with the severed hand, form a new body with it, and escape the
would
mass
be
zone.
stuck there without any outside help.
But from one scientist to another, what's most impressive is Ray's creation of the Bio Belt. That's what allows Adam to use the power of the white dwarf and shrink while maintaining any weight, from immaterial to his full 180 pounds. There's even been times where it's stated that he was able to become almost as dense as a white dwarf star itself for a few seconds.
The belt is also how he can travel through phone lines or through the air on
Travel
currents or
through
light
phone
beams.
lines?
Over time, Ray has spread out the white
So he
dwarf
can
power to
really
other
go,
parts
like,
of his
small,
suit, and now
small.
the bio belt
Travel
acts as
through
a
phone
utility
lines
belt
is
for
wild.
shrunken weapons and tech. It also prevents his size or mass from being altered by any outside forces.
And while he can only increase his size
That would
back
break
to
the
his
ability
natural
curve,
6
but
feet
that
in
was only
height,
due
his
because of
ability to
infinite-
shrink is near limitless. He can travel between subatomic space to the microverse, the foundation of all
Microverse?
reality in the DC universe, where atoms become the size of planets.
Typically, he can increase back to
That's-
his normal size with such force he can smash through diamonds. So if Adam increases his size too much while still within the microverse, he could blow up the entire
The microverse
fabric
is
of
when all
reality
matter
from
in the
the
main is-
inside out.
Shrinking down to that size means that he can shrink small enough to rearrange atoms themselves.
That's a
Yep,
counter
Ray
to
can
Ant-Man's
take
ability to
individual
change people's
molecules and
mass.
rapidly expand them to cook up a small nuclear blast in the palm of his hand. Oh, Ray
I'm not gonna
Palmer.
lie. I might have to
He
get
also wants this arm to
Adam
bomb by
on this one.
rearranging its atoms to comprehend being everywhere at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. His powers seem kind of bullshit. Like they didn't explain his powers at all.
Everything, everywhere,
Like, bro, they just said like, bro, okay, he can shrink to the size of a telephone pole without exploding, and like that's his solve.
Inside the calzone.
Like, bro,
Man, I get it. Science is pizza.
No! Science is all I have! Why are you doing this to me?
On top of all of Ray's amazing inventions and abilities, he's also got some more classic weapons like a laser blaster and a freaking sword he used to fight a giant crocodile.
Why the fuck does he need a sword?
That was when Ray was believed to be dead, but was actually just stuck at 6 inches tall and stranded in the Amazon rainforest, where he encountered an alien race known as the Catarthans.
And get this, he ended up leading a rebellion against their tyrant king and became the ruler of all the Kardashians.
And his heroism didn't stop there. The Atom was a very
and he can crush atoms together to create a mini nuke
to join
too.
the Justice League of America shortly after it was formed.
He fought alongside Batman and his best bud, Hawkman. And you don't fight with those guys without picking up a thing or two.
He also knows judo and is an Olympic level gymnast.
Adam's greatest contribution to the
so he can box too.
Always his incredible mind.
He once created kryptonite inside of Superman by realizing that if he gathered up enough Kryptonian protons, they would eventually become radioactive.
While stranded in limbo, Adam realized that if the Flash sped up the rate of a nuclear reaction's stellar evolution to exhaust its core, they could turn a fire demon into a black hole and use it as a wormhole to get back to Earth.
He's a brilliant, hard-working, and
I don't understand how you just piece that shit together, but
on a problem until he's found a solution.
I'm not gonna lie, making the Krypton shit inside Superman is kind of crazy. That's actually kind of like.
Blow stuff up. Wouldn't even need to change my name.
Ray Palmer lived the dream, going from research scientist to legendary superhero. He picked up the pieces presented to him and built something greater than the sum of its parts.
Who knew this?
I don't know. His powers are still bullshit though.
Brains would have just
his powers make no damn sense.
Back it up.
I hate how they just didn't explain how he could just like he can turn small without like exploding and shit. That was a whole situation that he just figured out. But whatever, I guess, you know. Time to see niggas box. We switch screens. These niggas box. Let's see niggas box. See niggas box.
You should pick on someone your own size, relatively speaking.
How did you do this? It's laced with a particle I've never seen before.
They're called Pym particles. And I'm Hank Pym, Scientist Supreme. You should have
Scientist Supreme. I'm not gonna lie, both their superhero suits are whack. I just want niggas to know, both their superhero suits are whack, bro.
You're using pieces of a white dwarf star? That's cute.
Everything we needed already existed. You just needed to be smart enough to put the pieces together. Scientist Supreme?
Damn.
Did you know that at any given moment, there are about 2.5 million ants under your feet?
I mean, that makes sense, but why are you bringing that up right now?
Why are the ants purple? They just grab a sword. Like, yeah, what was the need of the damn sword?
Took you long enough. Okay, let's try this.
Fuck on. What was that? Wait, so someone just unplugged. What was that? Okay. Something just unplugged. Whatever.
I'll hack his belt. You lay low and let me know what you find. Huh?
Nice try.
Anthony. Bro, these ant clones are stupid. Okay, so they both can go subatomic. Bro, I'm waiting on Adam to use the mini nuke shit, bro.
If I search every electron path in his gun and study their probability wave functions, I just might be able to.
What the microverse? There goes the mini nuke shit. That shit was kind of ass. Oh shit, big niggas boxing.
What's happening? He must be reaching his limit. If we don't get out of here quick, he's gonna destroy all of reality. Now, my pets! You have your tricks and your tools, but I created something beyond the limits of human existence. I operate on a scale you can't even comprehend.
What the fuck scale is that? The overspace? Oh, yeah, cause he did talk to that nigga. Yeah. That's disgusting. That was good meat cannon ass animation. What the hell?
KO!
Ant-Man and Adam both had many answers to each other's abilities.
Explain this to me, because I thought Adam had this in the bag.
Weapons at a shrunken state. Both were trained in judo.
So Ant-Man's stronger, more durable. But didn't Adam know judo? Can control the density of his size, can affect the probability of some of Hank's weapons, cannot grow larger than his natural. Oh, so he can't grow larger than his natural height. Oh, so he can't be on Ant-Man time like going like skyscraper height. He can only go. Huh? Really? Cause I swear on Black Adam, I saw that nigga's a whole skyscraper. I don't know.
Judo, and they both could obviously keep up with each other's ability to shrink at will.
Though there was one small
Hank could reasonably replicate many of Ray's abilities, including riding on beams of light, which I
thing Adam couldn't answer to: the ants. Hank's bond with his pets lent him some small advantages, and Ray just didn't have enough
Hank has used his ants to
bio
technology.
But in Adam's defense, the fact that he could punch with a fist packed with all of his mass meant that a close-up fight, while small, would leave Hank with few options, since he can only
I don't know why I'm so gassy, bro.
human strength.
I'm so gassy. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can not even smell it. It's just gas. It's just build up. It's honestly disgusting. Hank is outfitted hundreds of his ants with image inducers, technology giving him ample ways to fool Ray into multitudes of traps.
For instance, Ant-Man could alter Adam's size thanks to the Pym particle field he generates. Hank would just need to stall long enough to remove or disable Adam's biobelt, and he's had no trouble hacking enemy tech in the past.
But even with the biobelt busted, it wouldn't stop Adam's ability to shrink, since the white dwarf power is contained throughout his suit. Destroying the belt only meant that Ant-Man could alter Adam's size.
Whereas Hank has literally rewritten his own biology to prevent outside size alteration. And while Adam's abilities are definitely impressive, they are limited, and Ant-Man simply aren't, at least by comparison.
Damn.
Hank could always match Ray's size or just take the fight to the overspace where he would have the edge, both physically and mentally.
The overspace can mess with the human mind, but we've seen that Hank can handle it.
But if the Scientist Supreme is really so smart, why didn't he just immediately go up Adam's butt and blow him up from the inside?
What's wrong with you, Wiz? Aren't you a fellow man of science?
Thanos just crawling his butt and explode.
Adam sized up Ant-Man, but in the end, he was the one who had to say, Uncle.
The winner is Ant-Man.
Damn, I'm over 2. I'm over 2.
Thanks for watching.
That's crazy.
Stay tuned. We have a new Death Battle releasing every 2 weeks this year. And
Let me see next one. Let me see next one.
Extra content. Planet level members even see death battles before anyone
Bro said every 2 weeks this year. Shit. Thor vs Vegeta. Y'all not see that? Thor vs Vegeta sounds crazy. Dark Souls versus Skyrim. Chosen Undead versus Dragonborn. That's gonna be interesting.
Nothing to your name.
Thor should change his name from Four Man to Poor Man.
You got more inside than what you show.
Based on the inspirational true story
That's it, George.
of the greatest comeback of
Y'all know I'm trying to watch George Foreman game. What is it on? Prime Video. I can watch Xfinity. Ooh, okay, fire. That's good. I'm gonna save that Thor and Vegeta. So I'm not gonna watch this right now, but I'm gonna save it. Have I already watched this? I don't think I watched this. I haven't watched this. It says I watched it, but I haven't watched that. And you can't get no higher than this.